Оно и так дубовое уже. Это было дубовое. Оно было
Sonia, let's talk about family, woman's role in a family, about woman in relation to a man, about wife in relation to husband, children, and about role of woman in this life in general. What should women do? Yes, what women should be like in accordance to the Creator's idea. I think this subject will be interesting for many people. Yes, there is a work on earth today. Family, man and woman. The Creator says, I've created the earth and settled here my son, a man. I've created a man in my image and likeness, so he would live on the earth, protected, improve and perfected. He is a man, and so he would not be lonely. I've procreated a woman and gave to a man as a mate, so she would live totally for him and love him. Woman is made for man, to help a man, to give him a reason to live. And what started to happen? A man happened to be weak in front of a woman. He turned to a woman completely, and the mutation began. He had no right to do so. A man must go straight ahead, and woman must go after him and catch him up. And that's the reason for the whole bedlam started. A woman turned a man to herself, and she is fighting with him. She bends him to her will during the whole life. She is abasing him, puts him to his knees, and makes a slave out of him. But she is the one who suffers from all of that. She is looking for a strong and powerful man. She wants stability and feeling herself behind him as if behind a stone wall. And what is going on today? This whole process is a mess. Women are in the sufferings. The Creator stops this process on the earth by working with women. He says, look at yourselves, fools, what you are doing. You are suffering. You are in tears and grief. Why? Because you don't love. You don't know what it is. What a woman should be like. She is wise and delicate. She is like a crystal or checked glass. She is tender and fragile as a flower. But you are all horses. You took responsibility for man upon yourself. You are in fight with them. You are showing how great and significant you are. You've conquered the space. You've stopped a horse on a run and entered a burning hut. You are monsters. You are cart horses, but not women. How should men fall in love with such a woman? Why does it happen? It's all because of a major vice, envy. It devours you from inside and it kills you. You are all from a fairy tale about the golden fish. I don't want to be a peasant woman, but I want to be a noble woman. For woman, it's never enough. Everything is out of favor, and everything is wrong. And she only takes and never gives. By seeing that, men get disappointed, start drinking, cheat around, they fall and die early, never knowing what did she ever wanted. Nowadays, women suffer in a whole life system. They don't see themselves from the outside. How to stop this process? A woman should stop and recognize her stupidity. She must admit and realize that she is zero without a man, that she lives because of a man. What does that mean? It seems that man should only build a house, grow a son up, and plant a tree. That's wrong. She doesn't thank him for the house, not even drop a word that everything is also done by him in the house. Everything that woman does today is indulging herself with clothes and other material things. There is no man in her consciousness at all. There is a global prostitution going on. What is this? That means women sold themselves for money, for materiality. If a husband bought something, then he is good. If not, he's a jerk. Attended you? Good. Didn't attend? Scum. That's what women are about. And who is she after that? How to love such a woman? How to live for her when a man sees who she really is? That she only cares about material things. Woman doesn't notice that, while man bears it for a long time. No matter what, a man goes on, sustains, and loves a woman. A woman doesn't love. She has mutated inside out, and she enslaves man. How to stop that? First of all, woman should think deeply about who she is without a man. She can't give birth to a child without a man. She can't do anything in the house without a man. She can't even walk on the streets without a man. She is always looking for a man she can rely on. If every woman will see that and realize what she is doing to a man and will begin to change, then the good will revive on the earth and everything will begin to return to its place. Men live for women, but women live for themselves. That's truth of nowadays. Want it or not, another truth is there is no woman on the earth. There is no such definition as woman. There are monsters, or another word defining woman is trouble. That's the word that describes woman. She's all trouble, and trouble is all around her. She has no golden middle. She's not happy with anything. She doesn't think about what she can give to her man. She only thinks what she can get from him. You can ask any woman. She only knows what a man must do. Men are nil today. And if they cannot give what women want, they are being told to get lost. If a man starts to push, she finds another way out by threatening that she will complain to the police about him. She considers herself right, but she doesn't see herself from a side. She thinks that every means is good, but she destroys a man by doing so. This kind of mutation comes from childhood. When a little girl hurts a boy, a mother doesn't let him hit back. And she's closing his path by saying, "She's just a girl, she's weak." A boy believes that. He doesn't hurt the girl. He stops paying attention to her and lets her hitting him. He bears that, but he debases himself. That's wrong at all. A girl must know her place. And a boy must strike back. And only when a girl will know and realize from childhood who the man is and what he came for, and she knows not to mess with him. Man is a man, and the woman must reckon with him, rely on him, believe him, thank him, and treasure him. Only then there will be peace and order. But we don't do that. Therefore men are so weak and good for nothing today. The Creator works with woman today, puts her on right place, makes her a woman she must be. Who is a woman? Woman is a multifaceted. One cannot be born a woman. You can only become a woman. Therefore, girls from little ages must get prepared for marriage. Today, girls are walking around and get prepared for catwalks and stages. They are prepared for modeling, singing or acting. A stupid mother founds a mind in a little girl that she's a princess, and only one day a prince on a white horse will come for her. While growing up, she is looking for that prince, but she finds nothing. And she gets disappointed and gets spite against men because there are no prince on the earth. Today, women are ready to sleep with men for their houses, cars and money. That is the prostitution, and that's this woman's venality. And this entire nightmare comes from a mother, because a mother did not pledge that everything depends on a girl herself. A mother did not explain that material things are not so important. The most important is who she is as an individual, and how and what for can man love her. A man is looking for a housewife in the first place, because men need cleanness. To be a girl means cleanness, neatness and order. Nowadays, mass media declares that it is okay to have sex at 14, and some mothers agree with that. That's ill, because the mother will suffer later on, when that girl will be used and become no one. How to stop this process? When we were in Chunja, the Creator was giving information how to stop this global prostitution. He said, a woman must pay to a man for sleeping with her, because he is the one who is working. She only moves her legs apart. And when woman will no longer desire to pay, that process will stop.
Это хамство. Типа, ну отсюда только таким образом можно остановить процесс. На сегодняшний день женщины в страданиях.
All women suffer today because they don't understand that they have no idea who the man is.
Распирает женщин.
Woman's ego is bursting out. Wherever you go, women shout that men owe them. Man is nothing. Man is a slave, a spineless creature. Woman went for evil, and she destroys man.
Женщина переступила через.
And if woman won't stop, there will never be good result.
Уничтожая мужчину. Не будет никогда ни результата, если женщина не остановится. Только через осознание, кому мы.
Only by realizing who we owe to and who should we thank for living on the earth.
Это мужчина.
We have to thank man for that.
Не было бы нас.
If there would be no man, there would be no us.
Мы будем воспринимать
If we realize and always remember that,
себя,
then there will be huge results.
постоянно об этом помнить, тогда будут большие результаты в том, что женщина займет.
And woman will take her place and become who she must be on the earth.
Умная женщина,
A smart and clever woman never fights or struggles for leadership with men.
умная женщина,
A smart woman
та, которая
simply lives.
дурочка из переулочка, слабая.
A smart woman is the one who considers herself a weak, worthless, defenseless fool. A smart woman is the one who totally relies on her man, believes him, consciously follows him, and says that she is nothing without him. And then that man will carry her on his arms.
В борьбе с женщиной
He worships her and lives for her.
уступи нам.
Because it is in them. Men are like that. Men fight with women willing to show, I am the one who lives for you.
Все дам.
Assign a place to me. Make a path for me. I'll give you everything. I will give you all you should get. Because I am the one who needs to give.
Я должен тебе давать. Я должен тебе
And I am the one who needs to go ahead. And I need to take the lead.
быть ответственным.
I must be responsible in a family.
Твоя задача рожать,
And all you have to do
быть дома.
is to live, stay at home, give birth to children, create comfort in a house. Be a woman.
Это основа всех основ.
And when everything will be all right, that's the base of all the bases
Пока везде
and who the woman is.
создать
But by now,
правду,
It is a bedlam everywhere,
путь,
and it is only getting worse.
куда идет эта работа,
The Creator shows the truth about women.
нас,
During 4 years working with men and women, I've seen thousands of women. And in each case, the Creator was showing the truth about them and how to help them.
женщина дура в том, что
What a woman looks like and who she turned into. One of the woman's big delusions is when a man starts cheating, she thinks that something's wrong with her makeup, or maybe she needs to buy a new dress, or maybe she needs to cook something for him.
надо новую тряпку купить. Наверное, как говорится, надо ему кушать приготовить. Она это делает не от того, что
She starts to change from one ill to another,
задуматься над тем, она его теряет. не
but not because she realized that she was doing something wrong and she wants to improve, not because she loves him
из одной
and doesn't want to lose him, but just to make him stay and continue serving her.
сделать. Я что-то неправильно делаю. Она сколько раз было таких случаев,
There were so many cases when a woman says, "He's a jerk, a scum, he doesn't work,
во всех бедах,
he's unfaithful,
его,
he is guilty for all the troubles."
чем признать,
Of course, it's easier to trample him into the mud than admitting why he is acting like that.
человек должен
Is it because I'm doing something wrong? A person needs to change from inside, not outside.
от него же.
And women are going to gyms, beauty salons,
Опять же,
trying to upgrade themselves,
продолжать себя, что
thinking that
такой умный,
they will love them in such nice looking. But it's all be useless
без результата.
until she understands
Она не в
that she needs to work on herself.
того она начала, а полностью работать над собой, полностью изменить.
She needs to change herself in respect to men completely.
Женщина молчания.
Women's wisdom
Мудрость это
is her silence.
выигрывает та, которая
Only those women win who doesn't argue or trying to prove anything or become hysterical. Men don't like that.
та, которая молчит.
The one wins who is silent, the one who agrees with him in everything.
Научиться,
Women need to learn to hear,
научиться надо
listen, and think over what men say.
говорит. Мужчины 100%.
They are 100% right.
Женщина не права,
Women are wrong in everything.
потому что она.
Why? Because she's stupid.
А мужчина козел, потому
They call men jerk because they tell the truth about women's stupidity.
что это всем не нравится.
But the main reason still lies in a woman.
Мужчина сегодня лежит в женщине. Пройдя путь осознания,
For the last 2 years, I've been realizing and became into the conclusion
я пришла к
that I'm zero.
я ноль, я никто,
I didn't establish myself as a woman
личность я не состояние.
and as an individual.
Я признала,
I accepted this.
этого не надо бояться.
There is no need to be afraid of that.
Мужчина на земле никто.
Without a man, I am no one.
Меня можно использовать.
I can be crushed, I can be used and trampled into the mud without a man. One can blackmail me, buy me.
Рядом это не
That's the woman without a man.
защищать.
When a man is next to a woman, that won't happen. Man protects woman. He stands up for her and takes all the hits on himself. That's who man is.
Надо осознать,
Therefore, a woman needs to realize who she is.
смотреть на себя
She needs to look at herself from a side and admit all her wrongs, admit her selfishness.
на земле.
If a woman admits that,
Сказка золотой.
she will go on.
Быть столбовой крестьянкой, хочу быть столбовой дворянкой. Вот. И если эта женщина признает, она шагает дальше. Но мужчин не надо
Don't be mad or offended to men.
реагировать.
There is no their fault in anything.
Виноваты ни в чем. Они все из-под мамы.
They all come from their mothers.
Титька. Им всем нужно женское тепло.
All men need is a woman's warmth,
Просто чтобы,
to be close to him.
как говорится, заглядывала ему в глаз,
All they need is her to look into his eyes, sit next to him, and live for him.
жила для него. Все.
That's it, nothing more. They leave a woman who runs away from home.
На земле нету
There is no multiple loves on the earth. Men are responsible. They always marry once and forever.
Потом они бросают.
But when they leave a woman, children suffer.
Почему они это делают? Никто не задумывается.
No one tries to think why men are doing that. Their revenge. Why? Because she didn't hear him. Because she didn't understand and didn't respect him.
не говорят.
not saying about the rest.
Поэтому мужчина идет на крайние меры.
Therefore, men claim to the extreme measures.
Благодарность
Where there is respect, appreciation,
женщины.
if a woman values a man,
Он находит
man will never leave such woman. He will always be next to her.
такую любовь на земле.
What is love on the earth? There is no love. During my work, I realized what we're doing. We simply use each other.
Мы тупо используем друг друга. Тупо. Качество, я бы сказала, моральное.
There is a complete lack of moral qualities or consciousness.
Ты мне дашь, я
If you give me, I'll give you. If you don't give, I won't give either.
Поэтому
That's all we are about. That's wrong. Therefore, the Creator says that we need to stop, because by doing that, we destroy ourselves. And when we suffer from that,
уберите материализацию.
turn to men, stop concentrating on material things, simply value them and take them as they are.
Воспринимайте такими, какие они есть. Осознание
Realize that you were the one who chose them. No one made that choice for you.
ты взяла на себя
You took responsibility to love him,
ответить его, ценить.
to live for him, take care of him, and bear him.
И если ты будешь это всегда
And if you realize that and keep that in mind all the times, then you will win. The rest will just go away.
осознанно замуж только чтобы урвать,
If you got married unconsciously just because you wanted to get married as soon as possible, it's wrong.
шоу урвать «я хочу замуж» — это эго работает. Ну и, конечно, тусить.
Or how everybody does today to make a show out of wedding. Put on a wedding gown, a veil,
Трава не растет.
brag in front of bridesmaids, and then the rest is out of the interest. Zero responsibility. In that case, there will never be result. Why? Because she got married rashly and unconsciously. To get married to somebody is a big responsibility. It is when you belong to a man completely.
Должна выполнять.
That means you are turned to your man and you do whatever he tells you to. Why? Because he's right. Only to listen, to honor, and to respect.
Слушать, почитать и уважать.
While working with me for 2 years, the Creator was only saying these words: to listen, to honor, and to respect. That's a woman's duty. The Creator says, "Chicken, you haven't been given a right to speak. Shut up. You can take a floor in the kitchen. A man is speaking now, and he is right. Why? Because we remain clueless to the facts. They see it, and they are helping us and protecting us from ourselves."
Моменты в жизни. Примеры.
There are cases happen to be when a man says, "Don't deal with that friend," or
Бери подругу,
"I don't want to see that coming here anymore."
нам не приходила. Ни одна баба думает,
A woman doesn't give it a thought. Why does he say that?
он желал добра. Почему? Потому что это
He was actually wishing good, because that friend had already laid her eye on him.
жена сидит, скулит,
And when it comes to divorce, because that friend had already made him her own, a wife swears him,
она сидит, скулит и говорит,
but not a friend.
подружка сволочь, а опять он сволочь.
Who is dull-minded in this case?
В том, что она его не услышала.
The wife, because she didn't hear him, and she didn't trust his words.
Пошла в добро.
If she'd listened to him and respect him, it wouldn't happen.
Конечно, не произошло. Каждая женщина на земле идет работа, Создатель говорит,
The Creator works with all women on the earth, and He says, if you want to see yourself from a side,
ребенок,
look at your family,
это и есть
and in every member of it see yourself, in your child and your husband.
женщина, такой муж,
They are all as you are.
жена одна сама.
Men learn from women. They have no one else to learn from.
У них нету такого права, чтобы, как сказать, они полагаются на женщину, они верят ей
As the time passes, a man becomes similar to his woman.
одним целым. И умная женщина та,
There is a Russian saying, husband and wife is one Satan.
в себе его
Men rely on women.
искоренена
They believe her, and from that they become as one.
такая.
When a smart woman sees defects in her man,
И он,
she starts to look for it in herself and then eradicate it.
женщина,
That's not him, that's me. I'm the one who is useless, and he is the same as me. A woman
женщина шею
shapes, creates, and paints, like in a song.
повернется туда и
Everything is done by a woman. It is used to be said, woman is a neck, man is a head. The head is turning where the neck is.
идет зло,
But unfortunately, women don't realize what they are doing. they only use. We simply use man in all the aspects. We don't take his right into consideration. We need to stop and realize only him.
Благодаря ему.
He is the one who is doing to change the world.
Только он может мне помочь. Только
He is the one who can help me. He gives and protects.
опять же там, где она его
But only where she loves him and takes him as he is.
всяких недостатков, это не главное в жизни. И то,
Only when she doesn't see his vices and defects,
поэтому
that is not of importance,
женщины нет
even though that's all goes away, depending on how smart the woman is.
будущего.
Therefore, there are no unborn women.
Сама от этого.
There are no women on the earth at all. Today, woman is a beast, a monster, because she does evil things to men and when suffer. Sonia, but you understand that no one is teaching us what kind of tutor is a divorced man can be, or what divorced grandmother can teach. What can school give? Women are lost today, they don't know what to do. Yes, of course, and the Creator says, you are innocent. This mutation comes from generation to generations. But you need to stop this process, and how to do this? This process will get to stop today if we start using our brains and start working on ourselves. Stop blaming men in all the troubles, stop destroying them, but simply change your attitude towards them. Yes, thousands of women say that they are tired of such life. They are tired of being horses, tired of being like this. But what do? We need to shut up, stand next to men and give a floor. Give them right to be ahead. Let them take the lead.
Занять свое место.
Rely upon them completely, no matter how hard it may be. We need to take our place and become weak.
По-другому
As the Creator says, turn into crystal, check glass.
мальчиков вперед.
There is no other way to stop this mutation. Let the boys take the lead. They are strong, they are men. We need to respect them from childhood. A mother has no right to yell at a boy.
Мстят этим девочкам.
Where do you think those maniacs come from? These maniacs are the boys who revenge those girls from childhood. Their mothers ruined their lives. When a mother punishes or spanks a boy, she mortally damages him, and as a consequence, he goes for evil. He was born on this earth in mother's love, and he carries that love towards those who will love him back, where he is simply loved by his mother. A boy should be nurtured by his father. In what way? Just being there for him, teach him, while mother's duty is simply to live for them. She must cherish them and protect the boy,
Защищать мальчиков. Никого
and not let anyone offend him.
и давать добро.
The main task for her is to give her love through food or bakery. It is extremely important for them. Through dough, they get mother's warmth.
Это они
They associate buns and rolls with woman's warmth,
у них ассоциация
mother's milk.
женщина. Тепло, молоко матери, с булкой, с хлебом. Это вот оттуда.
It all comes from that, and they need it.
Необходимость для
They become very happy and kind when they're full.
сыты, они очень добрые.
When men are full up, they are very kind.
Потому что она живет для них.
And they value that woman because she lives for them.
Если у нее
That is a mother, a woman. If she has nothing in the house, a man leaves such a woman
нет тепла, потому что она
because he can't get any warmth or caress from her.
не женщина.
That's not a woman. That's a mutant.
Не главное для них фигура женщины.
Our bodies or what we are wearing are not crucial for them. It's important indeed.
Женщина, которая
When a woman takes care of herself,
дома,
what she looks like at home,
насколько она идет с ним рядом,
and the way she behaves when she is with him,
чтобы он у нее выглядел.
it is very important how the man is dressed.
Сегодня осознание
The way she tries to make him look good, same way he tries for her.
покупает жене золото.
A simple example, a man buys jewelry for his wife.
Она утром,
In the morning, she puts it on and goes out.
а вечером приходит и
When she comes back, she takes it off.
для себя, чтобы
But he bought it for her, so she would wear it in front of him.
ему по барабану там извне.
The same works with the clothes. He buys it for her to look good when she's with him. He doesn't care what she looks like when she's away, but a woman doesn't realize that. She goes and shows off, so everyone could see how cool she is, and she starts to flirt with other men.
Меня опять нет.
Her friends get jealous and start destroying her. and her man offends because he is not in the process again.
что он все
And
делает
he asks,
ее, мужчине не
when will be something for me?
осознание, проходя сегодня
And it's the same in every aspect of life. He does everything for her without asking in return.
такую женщину, что
By going through that, I realized that women even shouldn't deal with money.
я поняла,
She shouldn't have money. She just needs to live.
на земле, ну вот, даже не должна
But who is the man without money? It is terrible. Man has a global problem how to give his woman all she wants, how to get a star from the sky. In order to settle her in a castle or in a towel, he needs money.
у него в тереме.
A stupid woman
У него должна
is that who takes all the money from him, then sits in a kennel and yells that she is a queen and he is a jerk who gives her nothing.
она
How can he give her something when he is in fear that he gave her all the money, which will be spent for nothing?
деньги идут не на
Another example, a woman lends money to a friend, then goes to husband and complains that time passed and they don't repay.
тут же обращается
And he is right when he says that she is stupid. Who asked her to do that?
кто тебя просил.
She was wrong
Это
to do that. And if she didn't have money, she would send her friend to her husband, explaining that she doesn't keep the money.
не отдает.
But men don't part with money easily. He'd say that he doesn't have either. And in this situation, both win. Money is saved, and he is kind to her because his opinion was taken into consideration.
Добрый по отношению к ней. Мужчина
Man is ahead. He sees further ahead what's needed in the house. He equips the house, he raises the standard for living.
кого он это?
And who is this for? For her again, for his woman.
Когда
A man and a woman are as one whole, and there are times indeed when a man doesn't know what needs to be done. Then he takes her with him, and she just points at what's needed.
вот это, он
And he buys it all, pays, carries, and she's a queen again.
она королева.
And that is beautiful. That's how it should be. That is right.
Это так должно быть всегда.
When a woman takes away man's money,
Убирает у мужчины,
it is one of the things that show
что она его просто
that she doesn't love him, she doesn't trust him, doesn't believe him,
верит в него.
and that's ill.
Это и есть грязь. Умная
A smart woman trusts a man totally and says, "You keep the money. I won't spend them wisely."
И тогда у них
And then everything comes together and they live in unison.
они у него лежат
He doesn't need anything, money is saved, and he trusts her that she won't waste it. If she needs something, she'll take needed amount, but inherently she doesn't need anything either. And she wins because she simply lives. He brings everything she needs. The rest is done by her. And she's not bothering with the problems. He solves all the problems himself. Sonia, what about alcohol-addicted men? Did you marry a drunkard?
вышла замуж за пьяного,
No. Did you marry a drunkard? No.
ты сделал.
Then you made him a drunkard. He started drinking with you. Why? Because it is you who wore him out. Men are not born drunkards. You need to give it a thought. What you did that made him want to drink. You need to realize that men don't drink for any reason. There is no heredity, no genetic propensity, no nothing. But there is a program when men revenge women. They find the weak spot which women react to. And if she reacts to drinking, then he will start destroying her in such a way. As if saying, babysit me, I will make you look after me anyway. And even when woman is yelling, he takes it as if she is worrying about him. She is all his after all. But a woman should ask herself if this kind of way satisfies her, or she wants things to be different. But they ruin themselves by drinking and die, of course. But it is him who dies. He departs early indeed because he gets disappointed that there is no love on earth. Woman didn't realize anything. She didn't understand him, why this happened. But how can stop on this process? Realize that everything comes from a woman. How deep the woman will realize that? Turn to a man and start living for him. For that, you need to forget about material things. He is more important than anything. What are material things? They are money, wealth, houses, cars, everything that's on the earth. Everything is material things. If woman runs for material things, jealousy divorces her from inside. That her friend has got something better, and that means she is a loser. So everything that connects with money. Yes, a woman who chooses him and says that he is more important. And if she thinks that with beloved one there is a paradise in a tent, she wins. In that case, they move slowly but surely They raise themselves.
Это умная женщина.
They succeed and reach the heights. That's how a smart woman acts. But those who only take, they lose and don't get anything.
Когда меня люди поздравляли,
Recently, there was a work with the Women's Day, 8th of March. The creator was closing this holiday. When people congratulate me, I was saying, "You congratulate me with the Prostitution Day?" People were shocked. Why?
это для меня,
Because they greet me today, but tomorrow I am no longer a woman.
завтра я что-нибудь.
That insults me as a person. They bought me today, they gave all the care and attention, but tomorrow I am no one again.
Сегодня внимание.
I am a
Я
thing.
опять никто. Я опять вещь.
That's wrong.
Правильно. И Создатель показывает.
The Creator shows and says, "Stop, you're a woman every day. And if you live for a man, he can make you this kind of holidays every day. He can give you these flowers every day. But deserve them first. Deserve. How?
Таким образом. Им просто надо наше добро.
All they need is your warmth and kind word.
Чмокнул.
Just a kiss, that's all.
И все. И больше им ничего.
And he is all yours. He lives for you.
А то,
But what happens on earth today is a catastrophe.
катастрофа. В преддверии этого
In the eve of this holiday,
они заходят
they
в
are
сад.
all scared and how to please her.
Как бы ей
They run around the shops, spend all the money they have in order to satisfy her.
денег, они испытают
But she is not happy again.
и все, только чтобы ей понравилось, только чтобы ей угодить. Но он проигрывает в том, что ей все равно он не угодил.
She is ungrateful, and she says that that's not what she wanted.
Настолько неблагодарна. И она говорит, не то. Это и есть грязь.
That's ill.
Как остановить это?
How to stop this process going on with men? Women must realize that there is no, the 8th of March. We are women every day, and we have a right to get something special for us every day. But we have to do something for them first.
Ты сделай для него.
The Creator says, turn to Him, do something pleasant for Him, just simply look after Him. That's woman's duty to look after a man. For example, if you saw a hole in his sock, throw them away, buy him a new pair.
У него порваны носки, выкини. Это твое лицо.
That's your face. People judge you by the way he looks.
Идет он
If he is wearing rumpled shirt and his whole look is chewed up,
тебя не красит.
that's your face, and that doesn't speak well of you.
Насколько ты,
From this, one can conclude what kind of woman you are,
которая любит, он и
how much you love him, how much you live for him.
он ее одевает. А он идет,
A loving woman dresses her man well, and he dresses her in return.
я ее. И мне приятно.
He says, she's my face, she's my doll. I dress her, and I like walking next to her.
И это
That's unison,
когда они живут друг для друга. Когда
when they live for each other.
для себя, а он
When woman lives for herself,
все равно
and he lives for her, he gets disappointed, he leaves her for another woman, or goes ahead and becomes a drunkard. And that's wrong.
я всем женщинам говорю, задумайтесь.
I usually ask women, why do you think they go to the prostitutes? There are no problems there. There is just love. She simply licks him all over without asking anything in return. He pays and gets all the attention he needs. He is calm. There are no problems. His head doesn't ache about what he owes to a woman.
Этого не было.
And if you don't want him to go there, he needs to get this at home. Don't demand anything. Don't train them.
Их строй
And stop lecturing them. Simply thank them for the fact that they are, for coming home safe and sound, tired,
настолько
but all yours.
мой, целый, невредимый, чистенький, уставший.
This is beautiful. This is the entire woman.
По отношению к детям.
What about children?
Раньше
Sometime before,
истина была на земле,
there was no such mutation as a modern child's ego.
как сегодня, эгоизм детский.
They turn parents to themselves, enslave them, and use them as they will.
Раньше этого не было.
There wasn't such situation before. Why? Because there was a lot of them. A mother didn't have time
В задницу на
to be busy with just one child, to please him, and to buy him everything he wants.
ребенка нет.
Today, a woman gives birth and abandons her child.
Она рожает.
There is no living being who abandons a child. A mother must be close until child grows up and realizes that he lives on the earth and he can walk his own path.
Говорится, он может шагать своим путем.
In the past, a woman was used to live for men.
Для мужчины
She was giving birth to children, and they were brought up by themselves
она занималась.
while she was keeping a house.
Мужчина полностью жил для себя.
A man also lived entirely for his family, When there are many children, a man is more responsible. He doesn't leave a family because he realizes that they must be fed, dressed, and brought up. Another advantage is that no woman will hook up with a man with a large family. Therefore, he won't be cheating. That was the first reason. Secondly, men didn't talk much. It was coming home and glancing around the room, and that was enough for everything to become clear. And who founded respect for the father? A mother. She used to say, "Quiet, father came home. He is tired. Go and play." And children were never heard or visible. She sat him on the table and put him food first, and then children. He was calling them to sit with him and tell about their deeds for the day. And everyone was happy. By that, he was protecting the mother too. A family like that was impossible to break, and children didn't even try to do that, because they stood up for each other and were protecting each other. Nowadays, if a father shouted at a child, a stupid mother screams, "How could you do that?" And after that, a child starts to separate parents. He turns them both and makes them fight over him until they divorce. A smart woman presumes that the father will never harm a child. He only wishes him well, and no matter how harsh a father can be, he is a father. A child will never insult a father or a mother if he grows in a family where parents stand up for each other and protect each other. The Creator says that a family should consist of 5 children. 5 children is a family. 4 is a minimum. Why 4, but not 3? Because the first child is a firstborn, second one is a middling, and third is a junior. We divide children by ranks, who is better and who is worse. The middle child, because he is never important, therefore he suffers, and for that reason, he distresses the oldest and the youngest. Children are always fighting, there is no unity between them. The same thing happens when there are 2 children. They fight, they divide parents, distress them, and parents suffer because their kids can't live in peace. When there are 4 of them, firstly, mother is too busy to deal with them. Secondly, they believe that together they are power, they rely on each other and protect each other. They cannot be broken apart. And from that, an ease comes to mother. Kids are like sparrows. One day they fly away and only parents stay together forever. That's a family. And when there are 5 kids, it's a complete harmony. They bring up each other, they help parents, because it's hard for mother to do everything alone. And the Creator says that everybody wins in this case. You buy expensive clothes for kids, you give birth to one child, dress him up, buy him, and then stop destroying him. Now when he looks like Barbie, he shouldn't go anywhere or do anything because he'll get dirty and because you spend so much money on his clothes. But the child doesn't realize that for him it's better to be naked then. The Creator explains what is happening in that moment. A child is mutating, and his path is closing. He finds out that his expensive clothes are more precious to you than he is. You're only trying to show everyone how rich you are and that a posh baby you've got. And in fact, you are show-offs. But that is not important. You can have expensive and festive clothes, but after first child, younger child will wear handed clothes. And you win again, because you won't have to spend money again. You only spend it up on the first one. The others won't mind wearing handed-down stuff. They will grow up anyway. The only things that grows is a pot. A bigger pot is all you need. A real bliss and happiness comes in such big and full families. We need to realize that it is wrong to buy children. Parents who foster children to be self-dependent from childhood win in every aspect. You need to explain, for example, we don't have money, but there's a need for some things. The rest is for entertainment only. Children who didn't see much candies in childhood, they are big businessmen and directors today. And spoiled ones gamble with their lives and die early. It's bad to spoil children. It destroys them. They are little psychologists, and they need to know what it is like to be in need of something from childhood. They need to understand where money comes from and how hard they're earned. And when they grow up, they don't expect anything from you. they don't turn into suckers, beggars, or hanger-on. They go into life and they know that they can earn and buy everything by themselves. And parents can only be happy. It's their victory, because their children are stable in life. A child, like everyone else, wants a cell phone or a car, but how can he get it? He knows that parents don't have money, never had, and it was very hard for them to raise them. At the same time, they feel gratitude and think how can they help parents. And children turn to parents and say, take everything that you received less or when you were little, because you gave us all you could give. That is truth of life. But you are spoiling them, buying them. Don't you think that's enough? Houses with little children are full of toys, and they are not valued and are all broken. At the same time, parents are scolding because toys are broken or thrown around. Some get punished or beaten for that. The Creator says, don't buy any toys, it won't be messy. And what to play with? Not to play. He was born for living, but not for playing. If a child has no toys in his childhood, he starts to doing something. And the main thought is to create things. He starts to realize, I can do it. I can reach it by my own. But if a child receives everything ready, he just breaks it. And who is foolish? Of course you are, because you waste your money. And then parents throw away big amounts of packs with unnecessary or broken toys. The Creator says, you don't value yourself, don't respect yourself, you are fools. And those are clever who think they should give for necessity. And it is important, every child should be simply asked, what is the necessity? Of course he has none. How can you explain it to a child while shopping? Shops are full of that stuff. How can you explain to him, how can I forbid something when he sees that? You shouldn't go shopping with him. You should go alone or with your husband, and children should stay at home. And when they go there alone, I'm sure they won't even enter the shop because they have no money. Moreover, if you come to the shop with your child, you should say, everything is in your hands, child. When you grow up, you'll buy 5 cell phones and 5 cars for yourself. But what should you do for this? Of course, to study. And then a child will see the way, the recognition of what profession to choose. So you direct him since the childhood. What would you like to be? A driver? And what do you need for this? You need this, this and that. And the child begins to realize, I need this and that. Everything is in your hands. When you grow up, you'll earn and buy. And you don't forbid anything. A child calms down. They respect such parents because they are not fools. They don't yell and keep their money. It's better if you collect money for children for buying something valuable in the future, instead of buying good-for-nothing car or doll which is easy to break, to throw away. Things aren't important. Most importantly is what kind of person you are, and one should cultivate it from childhood. Right upbringing of the child is the old-fashioned method, through the labor. A girl grows up near her mother and learns the truth through the household. That is when she helps her mother with washing up. Even at the age of 2, a child is already capable to wash a dish and a glass. A child works and he enjoys it. To lace his shoes, to put tights, dress or shirt on, a child should be taught to do this. And who is teaching him that? His mother. Not to do it for him, as modern mothers do. It's much easier and quicker to put it on by yourself, but hurry usually makes harm. Clever woman is the one who has time. Even when a child 1 year old or that, he sits, he gave him pants, and he tries puts them on, but he thinks of himself. Or shoe or sock, it doesn't matter. It's important that he has a job. As usual, that is followed by, you did it wrong, change it right. You put your shoes wrong. Look, you should do this and that. And he sits again and stares at his mother. It's a real study. And it's the basis for all basic things. And then a child keeps his right way. But what are we doing? At the age of 2, kids know letters and can read, but completely fools in life. Is that important? You don't see yourself from inside. The Creator says a child who starts to dress himself from the childhood starts to look after himself earlier. He sees himself from inside. 2-year-old children can wash their underwear or socks. They enjoy it. And it doesn't matter if he did it right or wrong. From the very childhood, he begins to realize that it's my duty and I must keep it through all my life. then it is easier for parents. They don't need to argue of the mess he has made with his stuff. He keeps himself. He knows the price of everything and how hard things are gotten. Today, dishwashers are highly advertised, and they show what your life would be like if, instead of staying with your child, you will wash dishes. They make us feel fear and forced of these machines, but they simply need to sell them. It's much more interesting for a child to wash up dishes and put things in order with you than to read a book together. You can do it before sleeping. You make your day busy in such a way, and the child starts follow the road. What will be next to things to do? And then, when mother is busy with her stuff, she can rely on a child that he won't fail her. When a girl grows up, a mother is not afraid of it. She knows that her daughter is a good housewife, and she gave her everything for life. So you can be proud of such child, and men like ladies who are independent, neat, housewives, and can manage everything. These all things are cultivated by mother. No one can do it for her. It's the real mission of the woman on this earth towards her children. The mission of the father is another one. If a mother is busy with something, even a boy can help her to wash up or to clean the room, because tomorrow he will make a step to the independent life. And he also needs to know how to clean. It is the basis for all people on the earth. It doesn't matter whose duty it is, woman's or man's, but he has his own duties on the earth. It is his duties of a man. What can he create on the earth? He is the creator. What can he offer to his woman today? Everything begins from the childhood. To nail, to knock something, to create. Our Father can cultivate this, and it's for boys. But today we feel a lack of this. Today everybody is playing. The Creator says, it's horrible to look at you, what you became. Everybody is playing. Everybody is on the scene. And everybody is looking for entertainment and show on the earth. We moved away from the truth, from the earth, from the absolute purity, family. This total chaos starts from here. Adult men in their 40s are playing, running across the field, passing a ball and shaking parts of their bodies. They don't realize that they should feel shame. It's a shame what we're doing. How can you be proud of such a man when he's just playing? He has no responsibilities. But who made him like this? His mother. When in his childhood, she foiled all his desires. This is a childish game. She must have been told, that's okay to play, but first, plow the land, nail something up, and then let's see will you have strength to run across the field or to play harmonica or guitar. Or you have responsibilities and you've got tired. But you can be proud of yourself because you fed the family, you gave something to your family, you're a real man. This is a mutation and everything comes from childhood because women are stupid. Sonia, and what about schools? They also influence. No, schools do nothing. They destroy and finish off a child. That's what I wanted to tell. School destroys and finish off because there is no mother's protection there. There is only the teacher's right, no pupil's right at all. A smart woman can protect her child by saying, you took responsibility to teach him, I took responsibility to pass him to you and let you teach him. So do your job. Sonia, what if he doesn't want to study English, for example? That means it's not his subject, he's right. And what needs to be done? Nothing. So they will make him study an extra year. And next year he won't want to study English again. Teachers realize that they need it more than him because they are punished by the government for poor progress. They give him C grade anyway. But this C grade isn't the most important thing in life. Almost all people have C's. And they are successful. Is English the most valuable thing? A child has only one subject at school in Japan, but our children have 7 or more. They pack their heads with knowledge, and they're still stupid. Is this important for life? What geometry gave you in life? It gave me absolutely nothing. So why don't you realize that today? But what do I do if I shouldn't force him?
Вот как, если его не заставить?
Don't force him. You need to help him realize and explain that it's important for you. Who will you become tomorrow? Who would you like to become for a living? And then you put emphasis on those subjects. Who would you like to become? They are botanists, geographers, physicists, mathematicians by nature. One subject is enough, but not all of them. There's only one profession. That's devil. And that's how he destroys humans' brains today. He draws him away from his individuality. Who is he in this life? That's why we can see people with diploma working on the market. Why? Because they haven't realized who they are in this life. And what does their vocation means? You, as a mother, should found future profession that comes from a dialogues with the child and understanding what he likes. And if today he likes nothing, it's a real disaster. Why? Because you have already spoiled him. He's just playing. Sonia, let's talk about profession. A woman and her job. Is it compatible? No. For instance, a man told his wife that she doesn't satisfy him. Why does this happen? Because she spends a whole day at her work, running around like a squirrel in a cage, coming home. She has no thoughts about sex and love. A smart woman stays at home, keeps the house, gets busy with children the whole day, and in the evening, she completely belongs to her man. It's a real woman. Profession and woman are not compatible. Woman should stay at home and wait for her husband. It's the ground of the family life. Truth of life is to wait for your man. And what about education? Why should women then study? They shouldn't. Let men do it. Women should stay at home. I understand women staying at home after marriage, but what about her life before she gets married? She needs a necessary profession as a cooker or hairdresser. They're always useful in life. It's a necessity. Science isn't important. Men don't like scientific women. All scientific women are not married. They're old-maid, cruel and miserable. They're clever by nature, but stupid for a living. No one wants to marry them. They are not needed. Men marry women who can live according to necessity. They are necessary in life professions like a cooker, baker, or hairdresser. They're always needed. And if she gets that kind of profession, she doesn't have to work while children are small. When they become older and everyone starts to make their own path, she may start her own way, promote herself, or support her husband and follow the road together. Nevertheless, she must keep the golden middle in order not to lose her man. She must go to work and only when there's a bare necessity. She should never plunge into work and career because she will always fail. What about such families where man keeps household and women earn money? I know a lot of families like that. She is not a woman, she's a horse. Men don't like women like that. She should feel shame herself. But things are not bad with them. No, it only seems that way. They make a performance that everything is okay, but at the moment comes when she starts to realize. But whose fault is that? Of course hers. She let things go such way. Smart woman can't do anything. Then her man is responsible. He supports her, works and lives for her. That's why necessity is the golden middle. Family is more important than anything. There is a Russian song called "The Weather in the House." If there's a good weather in the house, then there's a reason for living. If there is no family, there is no meaning of life. What is this all for? Family is the most important of all. When man leaves this mommy, gets married, but he has no sense of responsibility and doesn't know the meaning of the word man, for example, what then? It's the next reality of your life. A mother forces son into marriage not because he is a real man and he is ready for it, but so he wouldn't be a burden to her and hang about on her neck. A smart woman won't let her child get married without being sure that he can stand firmly on his feet. Sonia, but now it's a common practice. What should we do? It's a show. You can only be patient. She chose this path, she chose him, and she will have to stand it. She should live for him no matter what kind of man he is. Years after, she will realize what must be changed, and she will shape him. Today's practice shows that women make men marry them. Men don't get married. They say, I didn't plan to marry you. And what are her actions? She gets pregnant or goes to psychic and does black magic on him. She's a monster again, completely depriving him on his right to choose. The main thing is that she wants it. I liked you, enormous ego. And she does everything just to make him marry her. But there won't be any happiness, only divorce. For example, she got him because of a child, but child will grow up and he will leave her anyway, because she did him wrong. She must have not done this with him. Man assigns, man decides. If a man has decided to marry, he will stand his ground no matter what. He knows you are his. This is the right way. In that case, he will never leave her and won't start drinking. He'll never harm her because he chooses her. And he took that responsibility. But today, women take all responsibilities. And not because she loves him. There is no love on earth. I love this Russian saying, I love you like $1 candy. But in fact, I don't really like candies that cost only $1. It is the reality of today's life. Such women lose because she is stupid. No one made her force him into this marriage. But children are suffering because this kind of family is not real. It is fake. A woman doesn't let her man make own steps. She closes his path just because she wants and decides so. This is the most disgusting thing on earth. We will only then have order when a girl will become inaccessible because purity and chastity were valuable at all times. They should stay together for 3 years minimum in order to shape each other up. And he chooses her when she's inaccessible because men like that. It's in their nature. They're hunters and women are prey. During that period, he tests her in every way. He checks how close she is. Does she love him? And how deep her love is? And she must go through everything. He has a right to step aside. But if she chooses this way, and she likes him, she must stay at home and wait for him. And as a result, he says, you went all the way, I choose you. Sonia, does unfaithfulness needs to be forgiven? Of course, because men aren't guilty in anything. Woman is guilty, and she should think why he went to another woman. But she says that you betrayed her. He did betray, didn't he? Why did he betray? It means that she did something wrong. It means that she became cold to him, and he doesn't feel her love anymore. He breaks her up, turns to himself and says, suffer. Why? Because I'm suffering. You don't notice me, don't love me, and you don't need me. You are so self-conscious. You care about only yourself. You are so great and important, and that's it. It's today's portrait of every woman on earth. She needs only a wedding veil and a stamp and a passport. And the next day, their paths diverge. She says, you are my property. And if he doesn't obey, she uses her weapons like police, magic. If none of this works, she gives birth to children, only to stop this process, maintaining the thought, how did he dare to leave me, without realizing why he left. Because she doesn't give him any right in anything. But if a woman would realize who she is without a man, she would start to respect him and give him right to make choices. Let him find his position, realize, and go all the way. Only then everything would be right and for real. Why Creator says, you are in a hurry. In Russia people say, rush is needed when you're catching fleas, or only fools rush in. This madhouse show comes from our rush. People get married after 30 in the West. before 30, they have career. Here we have wedding before 30, and after that we are no one, have nothing, and our children are abandoned. So, no one must wed after 30? Absolutely. Before 30, all of us are children. Boys and girls start their way after graduating school. She doesn't live for herself, hasn't earned money even for clothes. And he is the same. He should feel the money. What can he achieve and realize? Why he lives on earth? Give him right to step his way and to earn money, even for ice cream. We don't give him that right, even though that's his birthright. Same with girls. They don't know what it's like to earn money. Only when person goes through his way, he realizes that he can do with his money. For example, today he has bought clothes for 200 rubles, and then he has 1,000 rubles. Why not buy something for 1,000? If you wear made in China cheap clothes, next to you will be standing person wearing the same rags. But if you put an expensive luxury suit, next to you will be standing a partner wearing the same. Everything is working, regardless of our wish. And it's all connected. And if we don't want to look like tramps, we should love ourselves and look like spick and spank. A girl who spends money for herself has time to live for herself. And when she reaches her 30, she has everything, she tried everything, and she saw it all. She says, and now I am ready to live for children. And he is saying, I've tried everything for myself, I have all I need, now I can give it all to children. And there, they create a real family. They live for their children, they bring them up, and everything is good with them. But we have everything vice versa. We can't give our kids any wisdom because we live on our parents' neck ourselves, like beggars. We wait and things start. Mom, give us this, we need that. How can a girl respect such a man? Why? Because she has decided for him. And she is destroying him. She turns him into personal property, then starts to drain him like a prostitute, as if you owe me, you must earn money and feed me. This is evil, a massive evil on earth. Sonia, I think our discussion turned out interesting. And there are a lot of things to be thought about and things to be changed. Things to work on. Yes, things to work on. Thank you very much. I suppose next time we will have another new and interesting topic. Thank you too. There will be, indeed. Creator has lots of interesting topics, and all of them concern human life on the earth, what Creator works on, and how to change the world.
Смотри, смотри.
Ну помашите ручкой, что ли? Вот.